Hello, Canesi's here. I'm actually here today, wellness coach, and I'm here actually to teach you about brain balancing. Now, what brought me to understanding more about brain balancing was research on clients that had never seemed to get better. And I took a look at my husband, which was also seemed to not be doing great, getting better. And so, why were these things happening? It was like, didn't matter what we did, two steps forward, one step back. It just he wasn't getting better. And that's like a lot of clients. It's like you could do treatments on them and treatments on them and treatments on them. They'd be fine for a week and then they'd be back to where they were. It was like things just were not coming back. They would always revert back to their baseline of being sick. So I discovered in March 2019 that there was a concept called brain imbalance. There's a long technical name for it. Don't ask me to say it. It's very long. But it's the lack of synchronization from the left and the right brain. It means that the right and the left brain are not talking to each other and they're not synchronized. Okay? If this happens, or when this happens, I should say, it causes severe amounts of stress. The body doesn't heal very well because if you've heard of that saying, stress kills. Well, if your body's being stressed, you're not able to heal, you're not able to sleep, you're not able to focus. Those are all the different things that happen in your body. You get that, your body gets the ability, it loses the ability, and you end up with this flight or fight mode that goes on. And people are walking around today with a permanent go button because they're just like this. They're stressed, right? And sometimes they say, oh, I'm not stressed. But really, if you have issues going on in your body of illnesses, then it means your body is stressed. Now, the stressing could have happened years ago when you were smaller. You could have hurt yourself, right? Cause damage in your body, which causes your body to not heal. And it's just like a boomerang situation. It just continues and continues, right? A lot of people say, oh, I'm not stressed, but you're walking around with a cane. So you obviously are stressed somewhere in your body. When people think about it, they think, oh, mental stress. Well, it's actually physical stress. It's the body is actually stressed in one point or another. And when you get that way, you can't relax, so your body can't start healing itself. So anyway, this nifty little tool that I found about in March, I've gotten really excited about it. I started actually using it on my husband. In the past, I would send people, including my husband, to acupressure people or acupuncture people to get treatments done for their issues that they had in their body. But this little tiny tool has simplified a lot of things. It's incredible. People are that were not getting better, like my husband, are finally with this little tool. They're actually getting better. This tool is bringing them back to a place in their life where they have a little more control, health-wise, right? So, how do you know if you've got brain imbalance? Well, if you're a high risk, oh, just a minute, I've got phone ringing here. Okay. If you're a high risk of having brain imbalance, you've been under extreme stress, and this can happen over decades. It doesn't have to be something that just happened in your life. Maybe you had a head injury. Maybe you were 2 years old and you fell and hit your head. Somewhere along in your life, you fell and hit your head. There's different things that can cause it, right? And it causes imbalance in the brain. It causes where the left and right brain not working together. Maybe you're a type of person that sits in front of a computer all the time. Maybe you have a phone up to your all the time. Oh, maybe I don't use those things, but the person next to you does, that you're working with, right? And maybe one on either side. It's all the wireless internet stuff that can cause brain imbalances. There's so many different things that can cause brain imbalances, not just a fall, not an accident of some sort. It can be the surroundings. It can be, there's another way that can cause it is toxins in your body, and that come from your environment, things you eat, things you breathe, the place you live in, the area you live in. It can all affect your brain and can cause brain imbalance. If you have illnesses, pain, stuff that doesn't go away, it doesn't matter how much medication the doctors give you, what you do, you can't get rid of it. That is one of, or many of the different effects of showing you that you have brain imbalance. So this little tool that I stumbled on is an amazing thing. It's actually, let me just grab it here. It's actually the Eon LifeWave patches. And they're just a little patch, really awesome. So what you would do with these is you'd actually use them on specific acupuncture points. There is a little booklet that gives you some directions on places that you can use the patches to help out. But I'm going to give you a few more that really help with brain balancing. Okay, so the neon, I'm not taking the whole plastic off the cover off the back because I'm going to use it on another area of myself a little later. But I want to show you a few points, and one of them is right here. It helps with in this area, it helps with women's hormonal areas and anything to do with the structures behind that point. You've got your thymus gland and different things, so it's all going to connect with those. All right, so this would be the third eye point, and so you would stick it on there, and that is going to help with bringing your brain balance too. So that's one of the points. The other point that I'm going to bring out that would work, and it's basically right over your top of your, if you take your fingers and go from here to here, you can actually hit the point, and you might even find a spot that maybe hurts. Quite often, you know, with the spot where the babies would have a little soft spot, that's basically it. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it on there. Now, these patches are going to last 12 hours. After that, there's not really going to be that much of an effect on it. So I know lasting 12 hours, you're not going to want to go with it on your face unless you're wearing a band. You know, you could put a band across it and hide it. I mean, that's what, the 70s. Or maybe you want to put a band around the top of your head like this. Now, if you don't want to actually attach it to your hair where it's going to stick and maybe, you know, attach your hair, stick it to the bottom of the thing and put it around your head like this, right, on your band. You can do that too. The other point that I like is if you've got enough hair, and this is where I'm going to actually put mine today, so now I will take the piece off, is right here behind your ear. There's an area right here. This is where I'm going to put it today, and that's going to help me with my brain balancing. I can cover it over. Nobody's going to see it. I can go for my 12 hours during the day and not have to worry about anybody actually noticing that I have a patch on. I mean, if I'm wearing it right here and I'm going around town, people are definitely going to notice. And I'm not the type of person to normally have something around my head, right? So, you know, it makes it easy that way. So, but I tell you right now, you use these patches for anywhere from 10 to 14 days, you are going to find that you are going to have great success with more focus. You're going to find that your body's going to be relaxed more. You're going to have some sleep. You're going to wake up in the morning. You're going to have energy. And once your body starts doing that, you're also going to find that your moods are going to change. They're going to be a lot happier. You're going to be, you know, and when that all starts happening, then your body's going to start healing itself. So, you know, you could be going off to an acupuncturist every week and having treatments done and feeling good during the week. And by the end of the week, you're feeling like, you know, back to the acupuncturist again. If you have these Eon patches on hand, there's 30 patches in there. So it's, you know, and if you use it steady for, you know, 10 to 14 days, you're going to see an amazing difference. After that, maybe you don't have to do it every day, maybe every second day. Do a maintenance system, and you will find that you're going to have more focus, more energy. your body's going to start healing itself because it needs that rest, right? And that is the only way to get it. So anyway, I hope I've explained a little bit on brain balancing. You can all actually go in and Google brain balancing, and you can learn a lot more about it. It's quite an interesting subject, so on how it affects your whole body. Anyway, any questions, leave it in the comments. Somebody shares this with you, please get back to them. And if they're selling the product, if not, give me a text if you're interested in having a link to get these patches, because they are amazing. I've been using them on my husband now, and he actually wakes up smiling and happy in the mornings. I went off to the Army base to see them yesterday, and I asked the guys if you noticed the difference in Jack, and they all said yes. Like, what are you doing? And I was excited, and I said, I'm using the patches on him. I said it didn't matter what we used from the doctors. Jack wasn't getting any better. We've been fighting this for over 3 years. And I said, so between what I've been doing lately, he is actually starting to improve. And he's been on the patches now for a month. And I've seen him in leaps and bounds getting better, not only health-wise, but also mood-wise. Like when you're sick, you don't have very good mood. You're angry and upset, and everything bothers you, and you want to sleep all the time because you just have no energy to fight with life. And I see all his life coming back. So definitely. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I'll probably be on here again talking about some more information on these patches too in the near future. In the meantime, have a great day. Thank you for listening.